Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. On this episode of Build Your Own, we're going to build, price, and option a 2021 Kia Forte GT Manual compact sedan, as well as learn about the features and other 2021 Kia Forte configurations. Before we do, however, I just want to remind you that if you find this build and price review helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. The small sedan market isn't as popular as it once was. Chevrolet and Ford, for example, discontinued their respective Cruise and Focus sedans to concentrate on selling more SUVs. But this thinning of the herd, so to speak, has actually made it a little easier to choose. And one of my favorites is the 2021 Kia Forte. I've also selected the 2021 Kia Forte GT Manual as a cheap, fun alternative to a BMW M235 xDrive Gran Coupe. The 2021 Kia Forte goes head-to-head with rivals such as the Honda Civic, Mazda 3, Subaru Impreza, and Toyota Corolla. Even among this all-star group, the Forte stands out. I like it with its handsome styling, easy-to-use tech, and excellent fuel economy. It's also good value, offering plenty of features for your money, plus Kia's great warranty. The 2021 Kia Forte small sedan is available in 5 trim levels: FE, FLX, GT Line, EX, and GT. I like the GT manual model. It's the top tier. It has an MSRP of $23,290. And like I said just a minute ago, it's one of my top selections for an alternative to the BMW M235 xDrive Gran Coupe. I think this is a lot of car for the money, and I think you could have easily just as much fun driving this car around and save yourself about, $27,000. Okay, let's jump into this build and price review of the 2021 Kia Forte. We're going to build and price the GT Manual. It's the top tier, the fastest one, has an MSRP of $23,000. But real quick, before we get started, I just want to remind you to take a look at some of my other related build and price reviews. I've put links down in the description below. Obviously, I've already been talking about the BMW M235i xDrive Gran Coupe. I recently did a build and price of this vehicle, and it's $51,000 out the door. It has an MSRP of $45,000. It's got 300 horsepower. Gets 32 miles to the gallon, I think, on the highway. It does 0 to 64.7 seconds. You know, it's got all the classic BMW bits, and it's a nice enough car. But at the end of the day, after I did the build and price of this car, I was looking around. I saw a Kia Forte somewhere, and I go, you know what? That Kia Forte doesn't really look too far off of that M235i. And I got to thinking that there's probably a lot of subcompact little cars that, no, this car is not as fast and is not exactly an M235i. But you could probably have 7/10 or 8/10 as much fun, almost as much fun is what I'm saying, driving this car around and keep a lot of extra money in your pocket. Maybe you just don't want to spend $51,000 because that's how much it costs. Or maybe you need to buy something a little less money right now. And I think this is a great car. In addition to this car, I mentioned some other cars that just in general that the Kia Forte competes against, like the Toyota Corolla. I actually just did the Toyota Corolla XSE Apex Edition. It's also another car that I think competes with the BMW M235 xDrive Gran Coupe. I just did that build and price. That link, all these links are down in the description below, by the way. You might want to check out my Honda Civic video I did. I did the Mazda 3, and I also did a 2020 Toyota Corolla SE with the 6-speed manual transmission. Now, coming up, I've got a couple other videos I'm going to be doing that's part of this series on cars that I think are cheap alternatives to that M235i. I'm going to take a look at a Honda Civic and a couple of other vehicles. So make sure that if you're interested in this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's move on. All right, so let's start off by checking out all the different trim levels, all the different configurations that you can get the 2021 Kia Forte in. The GT is the top tier, but the base model is the FE. If you got to really get in where you can fit in, and you have to start at the base model starts at $17,890. Right? You got lane departure warning. You got an 8-inch touchscreen. You got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Yeah, not bad. You got an automatic transmission. I think you're getting a lot for your money. That's what I like about the Kia brand in general. I think you get a lot for your money. The LXS That's the next tier up. It's 19.3. They give you a few more things. You get some 16-inch bright wheels. You get some auto headlight control, and then you get the GT line. The GT line gives you all the look of the GT, but not the GT engine, because see, the GT, the EX and the GT get a different engine. See, the FE, the LX, and the GT line get this 2-liter. Oops, you can't see it. They get this 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that makes 147 horsepower. But when you move up to the EX, right? When you move, I'm sorry, the GT, excuse me, the GT gets its own exclusive engine. The EX also gets this 2-liter engine. So the FE, LX, and GT line and the EX all get the 2-liter engine, but the EX is the nicest one in the whole lot. So if you don't care about the turbo motor, but you want to get the nicest lot, you get the EX, because the EX gives you the Harman Kardon stereo, the wireless phone charger, leather wrapped steering wheel, etc., etc. And honestly, the GT has all the same features. The GT has all the same features of the EX, but you get the hot motor, the 201 horsepower motor. You can get the 7-speed DCT automatic transmission if you want to go that route, or you can go our route and get the manual gearbox. And you get the GT manual, has an MSRP of $23,290. It comes with a power sunroof, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert. You get the Harman Kardon. You're going to have all this stuff. You're going to have all these things over here, the sport tune suspension, LED headlights, all that good stuff. Flat bottom steering wheel, says GT leather wraps, flat bottom steering wheel. All of that comes in these colors. And speaking of colors, let's check the exterior colors right now. Okay, so here are the exterior colors for the 2021 Kia Forte subcompact sedan. Now, the first thing we can do is we can do a virtual walk around of the exterior and see what I mean. This is a nice looking car. It's a nice looking car. I think you're going to get a lot for your money, and I think if you had this car, you're not going to even miss a BMW M235i xDrive Gran Coupe. I'm not saying it's not a good car. I'm just saying that you can get a car that's almost all of that and save yourself a bunch of money, and here's how you would do it. You get something like this. All right, so this color here is called Deep Sea Blue. We got Fire Orange, Snow White Pearl, Silky Silver. We can skip over that. Current Red, Aurora Black Pearl, Gravity Gray, and Clear White. We can also take a quick spin around the interior of the 2021 Kia Forte. Let's do that real quick. Like the pedals, the stainless steel pedals, automatic transmission. There's your nice big infotainment system, your leather wrapped steering wheel. Here they're showing the flat bottom, so this must be the GT. Yep, it is the GT. There's a nice seats. So nice. We get to see the exact interior of the GT. And you know what? I think it's nice. I think it's really, really nice. And it's a lot of car for $23,290. So you can get this seating trim that's the artificial leather and cloth with some red stitching. And then they have another artificial leather. Oh, look at that. That's a different seat trim. Look at that seat. That looks pretty nice. Black Safino artificial leather with red stitching. What they got here? And then this changes the models too, because I think, yeah, see, it changes the model. See how the steering wheel changed? So not meaning that the GT line, the GT only comes with these two seat options, right? The artificial leather and cloth or the artificial leather altogether. And I think we go with the all artificial leather altogether, and that is quite nice. Okay, let's move on, because honestly, this is all about the GT. So even though there's other colors here, like what's this? This is the artificial leather and cloth, and this is for the GT line. This is, let's just finish them out. This is for the GT line. Here's some artificial leather. That's probably maybe for the EX. That looks quite nice. And then the only one we didn't see, and we're waiting for that, is the gray woven cloth. This is probably your base model right here. So honestly, here's what I'm saying. You got a between a $17,000 and $23,000 car. Great exterior colors. I think they've done an awesome job with the interior, and I love the interior selection. So let's move on. Okay, so before we actually build and price and spec out a GT manual, let's go over all the features of the 2021 Kia Forte, starting with these exterior features. And man, this is a really attractive car. I really love the front end, particularly right down here, the big openings, whether they're faux, meaning phony or not. I don't know if they really do offer brake cooling or not, but they look great with the LED lights up high there. I think they look fantastic. So what do they call it? Stinger inspired style. I actually did a build and price of the 2020 Kia Stinger GT1. All the and that link is down in the description below. All the vehicles I mentioned earlier, like the Honda Civic, the Mazda 3, the Corolla, all those vehicles, M235i, I've done build and price of all of those, and those links are in the description below, just so you know. All right, so it's got a Stinger-inspired style. Comes with a tiger nose grille, the available 17-inch wheels, depending on the trim level you get. That's why they say the available, meaning it's not standard equipment. You get the front LED lighting that's available, LED lighting with auto leveling, include high beam assist. That's very nice. See, that's a lot of features for, between $17,000 and $23,000 for an MSRP on this vehicle. And then you've got what? Then you've got the available LED tail lights as well. So none of the LED stuff is standard, right? And neither is the 17-inch wheels, meaning if you got that FE model, that base model, boy, you got an engine and a seat. All right, let's find out about the interior features of our 2021 Forte. Love that interior. It looks great. I love it with the complete artificial leather. I don't like the cloth insert or anything like that. I'm a leather person, so yeah, all about that. I think that looks great. So let's see, the cabin size, spacious cabin, intuitive layout. Everything is where you need it. There's ample room in the back, ample leg room and headroom in the rear, as well as generous cargo space. You got the heated and ventilated seats. It's an available option. It's not standard, but it's there. So that's awesome. I mean, you get one of these cars, you're $24,000 into it, probably after tax and title and all that, or 25 grand, somewhere around that. And boy, you got a car that honestly has all the features of a BMW M235i, xDrive Gran Coupe. But boy, you're not attached to such a big car note anymore. What else you got? 10-way power adjustable driver seat is available option with 2-way power lumbar support. Everything's available. The available split folding rear seats. There is dual zone automatic climate control, but it is not a standard feature. It is an available option. I'd like to think that our GT is going to have all this stuff. We will check the specs so that we can see all the standard features. All right, speaking of features, let's check out some more features like the technology features for the 2021 Kia Forte. What technology features are here? Talk navigation. Standard 8-inch touchscreen. There's an available voice command navigation system. Here they're talking about maps, apps, and music. There's standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We know that. We already checked that when we were looking at the FE. And when we're looking at the trim levels. Here you've got the available center console wireless charging pad. That's awesome. This is high-end features for not high-end money. No hands required. Look at that. Available smart trunk feature. This is a lot of car for the money. This Kia Forte is sweet. And the GT with the manual transmission, yeah, buddy. What else we got here? They got to connect. They got an app. Everybody has an app. All right. Every manufacturer has an app. Kia is no different. They have an app, and as you can see on the picture here, you can lock and unlock your doors, start your vehicle, check for safety recalls, diagnostic issues, upcoming appointments if you scheduled service. There's Amazon Alexa, there's Google Assistant, there's roadside assistance, and I'm sure you could even pay your car note through that if you really needed to. All right, what's this? Kia DriveWise. I think that's Kia's standard safety equipment, even on the base model. And yeah, let's see. It's for collision avoidance assistance. All right, yep. It's standard, right? FCA, that's the acronym. Standard for collision avoidance assistance. There's the blind spot monitor. That's standard on the Forte. This is standard on the Forte GT line, EX, GT, and GT manual, automatic or manual trims. That's good to know that they tell us right there. So blind spot collision warning is not standard on the base model or the LSX or LSE, one of the two, whatever it was. Then you got the smart cruise control. That's an available thing. It's not standard. You've got standard lane keep and assist, however. And you've got lane departure warning that's also bundled into that. You've got an available high beam assist as well. Other safety features for the 2021 Forte, advanced airbags. There's 6 airbag system. There's 6 airbags. The Kia Forte was an IIHS top safety pick for 2020. There is a reinforced body that has 54% advanced high-strength steel, and which gives you added structural strength. Okay, we got a traction control system and electronic stability control. These are 2 standard systems that help reduce wheel spin and increase control in a variety of situations. And you got the hill start assist. That's super cool. I like that. You got anti-lock brakes and brake assist system. Brake assist can increase brake pressure when it senses emergency braking situations. So if it knows you slam on the brakes, then yeah. Woo! Look how hot that Kia GT looks in red. That looks smoking. That looks smoking. That is a nice looking car. Okay, so before we actually get to the build, I said we were going to check the specs. So let's check the specs on the 2021 Kia Forte GT. Now they're showing the MSRP of $22,690. That's for the automatic. Remember, the manual is $23,000 and something, right? So quick specs. The length of this vehicle, 182.7 inches long. It's 56.5 inches tall. Here are our highlights for the standard equipment. We got the 1.6 liter engine, the sport tune suspension, and it has a dual exhaust. You got the special, and the GT gets a special sport grille, the side sills, and the rear spoiler. You got 18-inch wheels. You got the sport seats. You got a leather wrapped steering wheel. It's also a flat bottom. They also say alloy sport pedals, the brake and gas pedal and all that. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You got an 8-inch touchscreen with the voice recognition, mind you. You got the rear camera with dynamic parking guidance lines. You got push button start, 60/40 split seating, and as we remember, if you remember, that wasn't standard. That's an available feature, so we've got it. And then here's all your Kia DriveWise assist technology, right? All your safety stuff: lane departure warning, lane keep assist, rear cross traffic, driver attention warning, automatic emergency braking, all good stuff there. Here are the specific colors, exterior paint colors that you can get the 2021 Forte GT in. Gravity Gray, Current Red, Snow White Pearl, Deep Sea Blue, and Aurora Black Pearl. That red looked pretty good. That red did look pretty good. And then the seat trim, you're either getting the artificial leather and the cloth or just the straight artificial leather. Since this is all about performance, right? I'm doing this car because it's all about performance, and I'm saying that you could all have almost as much fun with this car as a BMW M235i. Let's check out the engine a little bit. So the engine is turbocharged. It's 1.6 liter. It's a 4-cylinder. It's going to be very small displacement, 1,591 cc's. Horsepower, it makes 201 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, but it's all about the torque. It's all about the torque. It makes just under 200 horsepower. Just under 200 pound-feet of torque. It makes 195 pound-feet of torque. But check it out. It makes that torque from 1,500 RPM, which is really, really low. That's basically off throttle. And it holds it all the way to 4,500 RPM. And what that really means is this car is going to feel sporty. And like I said, and this proves it right there, this car is going to feel great. And if you can't get a BMW M235i for whatever reason, I guarantee you're not going to miss it. Driving this little sporty honey around, I guarantee it. You with your little dual exhaust and your 7-speed automatic transmission, or you can get the manual. Remember, we're getting the manual. Okay, so fuel economy, and remember, it's going to be a little bit off because they're not showing the manual transmission for whatever reason. But the fuel economy, 27 in the city, 35 on the highway, 30 miles to a gallon mixed driving. Minimum grade fuel, it better just 87. Look at that. You can even put the cheap gas in here. 87 octane. You can put 87 octane in. I suggest putting in around here I think it's 92 octane. So whatever's around your region, your high is 90 something, 91, 92. It's just got a little 14-gallon fuel tank as well. Okay, now that we checked some of the specs, now that we learned about all the features and all that, now we're ready to actually go do the build. So let's go do that right now. Okay, so here we are on the Kia car configurator, and we're going to build and price our 2021 Kia Forte GT Manual. We can do a virtual spin around of it. It looks great. I love the little red down here by the rear diffuser. You got your dual exhaust right there. Great little car. I like it. Remember, the paint colors, they show all the paint colors, but they're not all available. Keep that in mind because it'll change the trim level. I did say that I like the current red, and I do like that. Oh, but look at that. It says that requires changing it to the LXS. Okay, then I guess that wasn't the red that I was thinking around. So maybe we better just pick a color that doesn't change the somehow we lost our trim level. I don't know how that happened. And you know what? I think the last time I did like a Kia or something like that, I think I complained about that. That's the one flaw in their configurator, that how it jumps around like that. So you got to be really mindful of that. Okay, so here we are. We're back to where we were. We've got the GT manual selected. It has gravity gray as our color. I'm not going to change the color, but note that I would like it in red, but I'm not going to change it. I want to change to this artificial leather altogether. Hopefully it won't change what trim level we have. Let's go ahead and give that a shot. Hopefully it won't change it. And see, it does change it because it went from GT manual down to GT. So what happens if I put it back to that? I don't know. Let's get back to where we were, though. You see what I'm saying? So some of their configurator is a little wonky. Okay, so here we are for the third try. Here we are for the third try. Let's try. What does it look like with the snow on the ground? Let's try. Here we are for the third try. We got the GT manual selected. It's in gravity gray. It's got the artificial leather and cloth, and we're going to leave it that way. But note that I would like to have it in red, but I'm not going to change it. And or maybe this one only comes in that color. I don't know. But it showed that it came in multiple colors. At any rate, we'll keep going. And then you got the leather and cloth. And I'd like to change it to something else, but we're not. It says go ahead and select options. What else is there? Smart key with push button start and immobilizer. Choose your must-haves or select trim. I think we have all these. See, because some of these things, wireless phone charger, for instance, we know that it already comes with that. And see, selecting that, see, that's why I just selected that. See, changing, there's your lines down here. So we're not going to select anything because I'm pretty sure it would change our what we would be getting. So it would change everything. So we're not going to mess with it. I guess there's really no options to put on the car. You're getting everything. They're throwing everything at you that they offer for the Forte. If you get the manual, if you get the GT, they're giving you everything, just like with the EX. The only difference is the engine and the suspension, basically. And then you're just choosing your colors and your interior trim. So yeah, let's go ahead and move to the summary. The summary is this car is what? $24,000, just over $24,000 out the door. And yeah, it's a lot of car for the money. I think this is a fantastic car, one way or the other. Whether you were even considering something fancy like a European car or not, I just think this is a great car, a good value. And on that note, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. So if you found this review of the 2021 Kia Forte GT Manual Compact Sedan helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Other than that, I'm going to tell you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the